I love talking to Miranda Devine about anything, particularly about American politics, especially when the topic is Trump. And she joins us now from New York. Miranda Devine, who kicks ass in the New York Post. You see her all the time with all those shows on Fox, and she's here with little old me right now. Hello, Rockstar. How you been?
Hello, Paul. So lovely to hear your voice again. And hello to everyone back in Australia. I miss you all.
Now, what did you think of Donald Trump's speech today? My sense was that it was kind of greatest hits with a bit of stump speech, with a bit of add some stuff on that's going to make some headlines. What did you think of it today?
Look, I thought it was red meat to the masses, and he was speaking to his most ardent supporters there at CPAC. And yeah, red meat. He gave a really good account of all the disasters of Joe Biden. He said this is the most disastrous month of any president in history, first month. And then he backed it up with a whole lot of detail and, you know, going everything from the catastrophe that's unfolding in the southern border with all these thousands of child migrants coming in and being locked in so-called cages. Of course, they're not cages. They're pop-up mobile homes. But during the Trump era, of course, they were cages. You know, right through to the Keystone Pipeline and, you know, the price of gas going up. You know, he probably listed off a dozen really rancid issues that have happened right through to transgender women's sport. And, of course, everyone loved that. He did, I felt, rattle on a little bit towards the end about election fraud, but, of course, he was always going to do that and, you know, hasn't backed down at all. But the point I think he made mainly about election fraud, which, you know, is indisputable, is that under cover of COVID, that the Democrats did change the rules and make it, you know, easier for them to ballot harvest. And so election integrity and voter ID is something that's on the cards. But the main thing, really, that everyone was waiting for was he going to declare himself as the presidential nominee for 2024. And he didn't. And I thought that was a good thing, actually, because he'll be 78 by then. And I think there are so many up-and-comers, so many incredibly promising Republicans who have followed in his footsteps, who are part of the sort of MAGA, America First movement, who are a generation or more younger than him, who really could take up the baton. And so what he said was, he teased a little bit. He says, who knows, I might give it another run and win the White House for the third time, because, of course, he thinks he won in 2020. But later on, he said, look, I'm going to be there right by you to get more and tough and the best Republicans into the leadership. We're going to primary out all the rhinos, the Republicans in name only, like Mitt Romney and Liz Cheney. And, of course, Liz Cheney got the biggest boo of the night. So he sort of mapped the future without locking himself in.